The hallway echoed with laughter, but it wasn't the kind that warms the heart. It was the cruel, mocking kind that makes your stomach twist. Amelia walked quietly down the school corridor, clutching her books tightly against her chest, her long black hair falling forward to shield her face. She had learned to make herself small, invisible even, because the less attention she drew, the safer she felt. But that day, the very attention she avoided was about to find her in the most humiliating way. 3 boys leaned against the lockers, watching her every step. They were the kind of boys who thought power came from intimidation, who measured their worth by how many people they could make fear them. Jason, the leader of the group, smirked as he nudged his friends. "Watch this," he whispered, stepping directly into Amelia's path. Amelia froze. She looked down at the floor, her heart racing. "Move, please," she said softly. But Jason didn't move. Instead, his grin widened. "What's the hurry, quiet girl? Scared to look at me?" His friends chuckled, closing in on her. She shifted her books nervously, her knuckles white. That's when Jason reached out, his hand moving toward her chest. The laughter around her seemed to freeze, turning into a deafening silence inside her mind. For a second, Amelia's breath caught in her throat. Fear, shame, and fury collided all at once. But before Jason's hand could land, Amelia dropped her books to the floor. Her eyes lifted, burning with a fire no one had ever seen in her before. Her hand shot out and grabbed Jason's wrist in a tight lock, twisting it with precision. Jason cried out in pain, his knees buckling. In one fluid motion, Amelia shoved him backward into the lockers. His friends stared, stunned, as the quiet girl they thought was powerless transformed before their eyes. "You don't ever touch me," she said firmly, her voice calm yet sharp as steel. The hallway had gone silent, students gathering to watch the scene unfold. Jason's face turned red, not from anger this time, but from humiliation. What the bullies never imagined was who Amelia really was. She wasn't just a quiet girl trying to disappear. Amelia was the daughter of a decorated martial arts instructor, a man who had taught her from the time she could walk how to defend herself with skill, control, and dignity. For years, she had chosen not to fight back, believing that rising above cruelty meant walking away. But there are moments in life when walking away is no longer an option. Moments when standing up for yourself isn't about pride, but survival. Jason scrambled to his feet, his bravado shattered. His friends tried to laugh it off, but their eyes betrayed their fear. Amelia picked up her book slowly, never breaking eye contact. "If any of you try something like that again," she said, "you'll regret it." Her words weren't shouted. They didn't need to be. The weight of her confidence was enough. The news of what happened spread through the school like wildfire. For years, Amelia had been the target of whispers, the quiet girl people thought they could push around. But now, she was someone different. Someone who had shown courage when it mattered most. Teachers called her parents in, and when her father heard what had happened, he didn't scold her for fighting back. Instead, he placed a hand on her shoulder and said, "You remembered the most important lesson: strength isn't about hurting others. It's about protecting yourself with dignity." But Amelia's journey wasn't over. Standing up once didn't erase the fear, or the scars of being treated like she was invisible. She still had to walk through those hallways every day, facing stares and whispers. Jason tried to reclaim his image, spreading lies about how he let her win. But the truth was written in every bruise on his wrist, and every tremor in his voice when she walked past. Her challenge was not just defending herself, but carrying the weight of being seen differently now. Some students admired her, some resented her, and some still tried to test her strength. But Amelia had learned something that day: she wasn't powerless. She had a voice, and she had a choice. Weeks later, during gym class, Jason tried to confront her again. He sneered, muttering insults under his breath, but Amelia only smiled faintly. "You're still trying to prove yourself," she said. "I don't need to prove anything." And with that, she walked away, leaving him to stew in his insecurity. That was her victory. Not the fight, not the twist of his wrist, but the refusal to be defined by him. Her story began to inspire others. A younger girl who had been bullied for her weight came to Amelia one afternoon, tears in her eyes, and whispered, "You gave me courage today." Amelia realized then that standing up for herself wasn't just about her. It was about showing others that silence doesn't have to be the answer, that dignity and self-respect can be defended. The bullies learned their lesson in the hardest way, not through punishment from teachers, but through the unshakable strength of the girl they underestimated. And Amelia learned hers too. No matter how quiet, no matter how overlooked, no one deserves to be treated as less. Sometimes, courage is born in the darkest moments, and when it rises, it shines brighter than any cruelty.